Hello students, in the present video I'll explain storage system from the first module of storage area network. Information is increasingly important in our daily life. We have become information dependent and for each and every aspects we are majorly dependent upon the informations. So we access the internet every day to in order to perform searches, participate in social networking, send and receive an emails and share pictures and videos and scores of other applications. So but we can say that information created by an individual gain the value only if it is shared. When created, information resides locally on devices such as cell phones, cameras and laptops. To share this information, it need to be uploaded via network to the data centers. After uploading the data or informations to the data center, those informations can be accessed by the users. So I can say that when the number of users are more, that means the demand for the information is also increases. So that the creators of the information need to create as well as maintain the informations in the data center. So we can observe that there is in the diagram it shows a cycle of informations. So we are having camera as well as laptops are called as creators of the informations. The creators of the informations are nothing but the one who will create or it will generate the informations. So camera may generate the informations in terms of PJ or format and the laptop may create the informations in terms of text format. So irrespective of the type of the format, the created informations will be uploaded on the data center. So while uploading the data center, we can make use of network. Either the network may be wired network or wireless network. So from the data center, once again the data can be accessed by the user again using the network, either it may be wired or wireless network. So that is called as accessing the information. So now whenever the number of users are more and more, I can directly say that demand for the information is also increases. So this is a complete cycle which shows how exactly the information can be created, stored as well as accessed by the user. So next we'll take data. So we are having the data. The source of data may be either it may be in terms of video format, photo format, book format or letter format. So if it is video format, it may be in terms of MP3. If it is photo means JPEG or PDF or letter format. Irrespective of the type of the data, either it may be video, photo, book or letter. So finally we are storing the data in terms of digital form. So we'll store the data in terms of patterns of zeros and ones in the storage medium. So here we can have two different types of data. One is structured data, the other one is unstructured data. The structured data is one which is systematically stored in the database or database management system, and the data is stored in terms of rows and columns. But while accessing the data, the user feel it is very easy to access the structured data because it is systematically stored within the storage system or storage medium. But the unstructured data is one which is not stored systematically as well as which is not stored in terms of rows and columns. So here we are having around 80% of the data like email attachments, PDFs, manuals, image, forms, contracts, etc., invoices, audio, video, etc. So these are stored in terms of unstructured format. That means we are not storing systematically within the storage medium. But structured data is one which is stored systematically. So we are having two different types of data. The first one is structured data, the other one is unstructured data. So here we can observe that the evolution of storage architecture. So there are two different architectures are specified in the diagram. The first one is server centric storage architecture. The second one is information centric storage architecture. So in the case of server-centric storage architecture, so we are having three different servers: department 1 server, department 2 server and department 3 server. So in the case of server-centric storage architecture, the storage medium is associated within the server. That means the storage is present within the server itself. So but whenever the storage medium cannot be shared between the servers. Here we cannot share the informations between the servers, but the information can be accessed or stored within the server itself. But in the case of information centric storage architecture, we'll be having a centrally controlled storage network, so which will connect all the servers to the storage device. So whenever the server wants to communicate or access the storage device, it can communicate via storage network. So irrespective of the server, it can directly access the single storage device. So here the storage device is shared among three different servers. So in the case of server-centric architecture, each server has limited number of storage devices, and any administrative task such as maintenance of the server or increasing storage capacity might result in unavailability of information. So that means whenever any updation comes to the server or any maintenance task or administrative task comes to the server, so in such instant the entire information or data center will be off. That means the data or user cannot access the informations from the server. So that means it may result in unavailability of the information. So there may be a interruption for the user to access the data. So in the case of second architecture, the storage devices are managed centrally and independent of servers. So these centrally managed storage devices are shared with multiple servers. When a new server is deployed in the environment, storage is assigned from the same shared storage device to that server. So that means we can deploy or we can add additional server in this architecture. The capacity of storage shared storage can be increased dynamically by adding more storage devices without impacting information availability. So if you are increasing the storage capacity, so we can increase the storage capacity as well as it will not impact on the information availability. So continuously users can access the information in this architecture. So next is data center infrastructure. Organizations maintain data centers to provide centralized data processing capabilities across the enterprise. The data centers will store as well as manage huge amount of mission critical data. The data center infrastructure includes the major components like computer, storage system, network device, dedicated power backups and environmental control such as air conditioning and fire suppression concept. Large organizations often maintain more than one data center to distribute data processing workload. So that means if you are having large organization, in such cases if you are storing the data in the single data center, so in order to provide more security as well as availability, it is possible to maintain one more data center, so that is a backup data center. The storage requirements of the data center are met by a combination of various storage architectures. So the requirements will be as the requirement is changed. So according to that, there is a slight modifications in the data center. So next comes the core elements. The core elements of the data centers are application, database, server and operating system, network, storage array. So we'll take one by one. What is the meaning of an application? An application is a computer program that provides the logic for computing operations. So that means application is nothing but a program itself, computer program itself. So that will provide the logic for computing operations. What exactly the logic for the kind of operation is required, so that is called as an application. Applications such as order processing system can be layered on the database, which in turn uses operating system services to perform read-write operations to storage devices. So next core element is database. So database provides a structured way to store the data in logically organized table. So what is the use of database? Which will provide a structured way to store the data in logically organized tables. And within the table, the informations are interrelated. A database management system optimizes the storage and retrieval of data. So the optimization task will be done by database management system. Server and operating system. A server and operating system is nothing but a computing platform. It's a combination of hardware, software and firmware that runs the application as well as database. So where exactly the applications as well as database runs is nothing but server and operating system. So the next core element is network. What is the meaning of network? Is nothing but a path that facilitates communication between client and server. So what exactly the communication takes place? What is the path between client and server in order to client and server or server and storage? So that path is called as network. So network is nothing but the data path which will provide communication between client server as well as server and storage. The last part is storage array. Last core element is storage array. A device that stores data persistently for subsequent use. So where we can store the data permanently, so that is called as storage array. So the major core elements of data centers are application is nothing but computer program that provides logic for computing operation. Database is nothing but structured way to store the data in logically organized tables. Server and operating system is nothing but a computing platform that runs applications as well as databases. Next is network is nothing but the data path that facilitate communication between client server and storage. The last one is storage array, a device that stores the data persistently for subsequent use. Here we can observe that an example for order processing system. We are having three different modules. The first one is client, second one is database management system, and the last one is storage array. So within the client there is a application user interface or AUI. Initially the customer will place his order through AUI of the order processing system or application software located on the client computer. Initially the customer can place his order over here, and the placed order will be the client connects the server over the LAN. The client is connected to the server through LAN connection, and it will access the database management system located on the server to update the relevant information of that particular customer, like customer name, address, payment mode, product order and quality ordered, etc. The database management system uses the server operating system to read and write this data to the database located on the physical disk. So we are having database management system which uses the operating system or server bar OS in order to perform the read or write operation. The storage network provides the communication between the server as well as storage array. And the storage array, after receiving the informations, either any updation of the customer information or change in the phone number, etc., can be uploaded or stored over the storage array. The storage array, after receiving read or write commands from the server, performs the necessary operations to store the data on the physical disk. So this is how any order processing system works. So order processing, initially the customer will place his order, and the placed order will be transferred to the server OS or database management system through the LAN, and the server OS will perform the necessary read or write operations on the database management system, and the storage network will provide the communication between server OS, database management system to the storage array, and finally storage array where exactly the actual information will be written or stored.